Hi everyone, it's Christy. Welcome back to Frugal February, where we're looking at 28 different household items you can use in your junk journals. Today is a real simple one. We're going to talk about the plain old black pen. A black marker, black Sharpie, whatever you have. I have a variety. This one's a Sharpie. A Sharpie can tend to bleed through your pages, so just be aware of that before you go in. So I'm kind of selective on when I use a Sharpie. This one is a pigment liner by the company Two Hands. I just looked this up a few minutes ago. This particular, I got it in a set, and this particular set is no longer available, but the brand is still available, and they have other packages of them. If I think of it, I'll put a link to it down in the body of the description. That is. But I've used plenty of other markers. Macron makes really good markers. I actually kind of prefer theirs the best, I think. But, whatever you have, use whatever you have. And it could be just a felt tip pen, just something, whatever you have, A black pen is all you're looking for here. It could be blue, whatever your preference is. But just something simple and basic. So, just to show you real quick, I have spent the last several days filling up my journal. I wrote in all the pages, almost all the pages, because I wanted to know that I had room to write everything I needed to write in here, and so I would know how many pages do I still have space to decorate. I didn't want to over-decorate and then not have enough room to write everything. For those of you who are interested, this is my pink journal, is a love theme, and so I took verses from the Bible and I printed out stickers, and then I would copy the verse by hand onto the page. So the sticker was kind of just the label was a marker for me to remember what verse to write. And then in the front, I wrote out 1 Corinthians 13, which is the love chapter of the Bible. I wrote it out in a couple different Bible translations. And then I went on and wrote out the entire book of 1 John, which is largely about love. God's love for us and how we're supposed to love one another. And so I just continued to write throughout here. I have fairly large writing. I can write smaller, but I like to write kind of large. So it quickly, filled up page after page, and I left myself some space. So if I got down to this point on the page, I wouldn't start a next sentence. I would just go to the next page, because I can now come back in and take things like this, where I've rubber stamped something, Love Never Fails, and maybe have room to glue in some little embellishments to fill in the little gaps. So I wanted to get everything written down that I wanted to write, so I would know what kind of spaces I have left to play with in the journal. But there's more, so that's certainly one obvious thing you can do with a black marker, is to write in your journal. Now there's other things, and I marked a couple examples. This one, I had some space left on the page where I got down to where I wanted to stop, and then I just doodled. There was, half a page left, but this page had watercolor, just random pink blotches on the page, and so I just made a heart shape around each of the pink blotches. So just doodling, and then there was, let's see, this one. I kind of ended up with some odd space here as I was breaking the lines to write, and so I just started I filled it in with a heart first, and then I thought, I'm going to make it into a flower, so I drew a stem and little heart-shaped leaves, and then I just did the same thing across the page and drew in a little bit of grass, and I'm going to come in later and color these in a little bit, and then across the page, I just made a simple stitching line around the edge, just black marker, hand-drawn faux stitching, just to give it some border. This page in particular, if you look at it, it has a number of seemingly random elements. There's a little block of text, a little rubber stamped feature, my label, kind of a pen. No, that's the watercolor, just my splotchy paper that I was using. And so I kind of needed to draw it all together, and by putting a frame around it, it kind of makes it look as one unit, even though it's several random things slapped on a page. So that can be a unifying technique. And if you don't like that, you could draw a solid line. We're going to play with a couple examples here. Just random writing, some fun style. I think I showed you. Did I show you the one at the beginning? I don't even remember. Where I just did some fun fonts, played with the pen and made some fun fonts. Lots of things you can do. And then this, you will recall, we made the post-it note pages. And so I came in with this I did use a Sharpie for. And I just wrote love one another and love, I think, where are my other ones? I'll show you real quick. Love never fails, love one another, and God is love. So that's what I did with the post-it note pages. So let's take one of these. I think I had marked all three of them as across the page from it. I'm going to use the black marker. So what can we do? One of the things you can do that's really simple, I have this little label up here. So I could just trace around the box. And you know what? My pen is dying. I wrote so much. In fact, I'm going to switch. Time to switch. In fact, time to just throw that one away. I filled up the entire journal, and so that one is justifiably tired. All right. Oh yeah, this one's much better. Nice thing about tracing around the label is it's got a little bit of a ridge, so not too hard to trace around the little ridge. Okay, so that's one thing. And then I could just draw maybe a little swirly embellishment on each side. Just something to fill the space, a little flourish to decorate it with. I do have some space down here. I could draw something, or I might just leave that because it's large enough that I could come in and glue in something decorative there. So I might just leave that one for now. But let's move on to this one. And see, I've already drawn around that one. So I think what I might do for this one, instead of drawing around the entire page, let me grab where's my thing? I'm getting a ruler here real quick. And there, a couple rulers. I'm going to draw out of the middle of this label, as if that label is a header. Yeah, I think you can see that. And then I'm going to come down a straight line. Down to there. Trying to guess something similar. All right. And see how quick and easy that is? Suddenly it looks like a formal box with, a header and the contents of the box. Just by drawing 4 lines. Or one continuous line, if you want to think of it as one continuous line. Okay, so let's come back here and do this other one. This one, my text isn't that great because, as I said, my pen was starting to run out of ink here. Or at least I was having to rest my pen a little bit more in between. All right, that's a sign that your pen is starting to dry out when you have to rest it to get it to write again. This one, let's go back to the faux stitching on this one. And you know what? Actually, another type of stitching is cross stitching. You can make little X's. Okay, see? That's would be like similar to cross stitching. And so, maybe I'll just do that across the top and the bottom, and that'll be simple and easy. Trying to... You know, decorating your journal, there's nothing wrong with simple and easy and cheap or free. You know, don't let I've seen the videos, I know what other journalers do, and some of it is quite elaborate. And I think that scares off a lot of people. It doesn't have to be elaborate, expensive. You can decorate the page in all kinds of ways that is just simple, easy, and cheap. Okay. Quick is the other thing. Quick. All right. I think I hadn't marked this other 2-page spread, but I think you've seen enough examples to kind of understand what we're doing here. So I encourage you to play with just a pen and see what kind of ideas you can come up with, whether it's just simple doodling or, you know, making some faux stitches, a little bit of artwork here and there. Even if you're not an artist, you don't have to be an artist to draw some hearts and turn them into flowers. That's about as simple as it gets. And so just have some fun and play with your pages and play with a pen and see what you can do. All right, thank you for watching. I love you. God bless you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.